Hey there YouTube, this is MrLuBuFu, and I am here with, well, more Theros spoilers. So, to begin with, we have the rest of the common cycle of the I can't even say ad, because this one has to end in id, but it's a series of nymphs that all have the same sort of effect. They're all 2/2s for 2, so they're all, well, they're not all 2/2s for 2, the leaf current dryad is. The rest, I think, are 2/2s for 3, except for the black one, which I think is for 4, that all have a bestow cost. So, the white is vigilance, black is intimidate, blue is flying, red is first strike, and green is reach. I think the green one's by far the best, because the bestow cost and the actual cost of the creature is much cheaper. Like, this is 3 plus bestow 6, this is 3, I mean, flying is not an irrelevant ability. So 2/2 flyer for 3 is, I mean, it's a wind drake, right? So it's not super impressive. But giving a creature +2/+2 and flying for 5, that's not quite Drake Umbra. So let's keep that in mind. Vigilance, I think, is kind of overcosted. So we have the rest of this cycle. And then there are 2 mythics spoiled, which a lot of people are talking about. The first is Storm Breath Dragon. It's a 5-mana 4/4 flying haste pro-white that for 7 mana has monstrosity 3. So when it becomes monstrous, it deals damage to each opponent equal to the number of cards in that player's hand. Now, this card is going to be living in Thundermaw Hellkite's shadow for a bazillion, million, trillion seconds, I guess. No, during its entire time in Standard, it's going to be like, oh, you know, is it better than Thundermaw? I don't think it's better than Thundermaw. I personally don't think it's better than Thundermaw, but I think it's a good creature. The ability to definitely Lava Axe that, or to like just nug them for 5 was a threat that I don't think could be matched. But here, having pro-white, it does mean it takes care of like Archangel of Thune. So it can block Archangel if it really wanted to prevent them from gaining life. I think it is a powerful finisher, and I would be surprised if it didn't see at least some constructed play. It's not going to see as much as Hellkite, but I think it's still quite a very powerful card. And lastly, the one that lots of people are talking about, Planeswalker number 2 in the set. There are 3. Xenagos, the Reveler. So, story-wise, we know that he is a Planeswalker in this set, and then he sort of becomes a god and becomes sort of kind of crazy. Just like bonkers crazy. So I'm curious to see how he does it, if he's a Planeswalker that turns into a god. But he is a Gruul Planeswalker, so, you know, works well with Domer Rod. And 4 mana, starts with 3 loyalty. His +1 is add X mana in combination of red or green to your mana pool, where X is the number of creatures you control. So that's not terrible, I guess. I mean, even for 2 creatures, you just have to be able to make the most of the mana. His 0 is put a 2/2 red and green creature token with haste into the battlefield, and his -6 is exile top 7 cards of your library. You may put any number of creatures or land cards from among them onto the battlefield. He reminds me a lot of like Garruk Relentless, where he can just like poop out 2/2s. And I'm curious to see, like, he doesn't seem exceptional, but he still seems solid, given I am probably one of the worst when it comes to judging Planeswalkers on their playability. I think that this guy, I like him. I can foresee a sort of red-green mid-rangey aggro deck happening, but I don't know. I don't know what to say. I like him. That's what I'm gonna stick with. Anyway, thank you guys all for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and keep your eyes open for the next set of spoilers.